everyone, my name is Miss Sara from the Wixom Public Library, and this is our instructional video for making our jellyfish sun catchers, our pre-K grab and go craft for this week. Okay, so we're going to go over real quick what should have been in the supply bag you received and what you're going to need extra that we did not supply. As always, if you have any questions, please feel free to email me, Sara@wixomlibrary.org, or call the library at 248-624-2512 to let us know if you have any questions or if something was missing from your bag. Okay, so in your bag this week, you should have had an outline of a jellyfish that Miss Hannah so very helpfully cut out the middle of because it can be a little tricky. You should have some ribbon. You should have your supply list just to make sure that you have everything. A piece of contact paper, and then you're not going to have this container, but you are going to have some tissue paper. What is not supplied is scissors, and then for getting the ribbon on, either tape or glue. And that's your choice, whatever you have in your house, both will work. I used tape. Okay, so now let's go over the steps of how to make this. Okay everyone, so now we are going to go over how to make this. So the first thing you're going to want to do is we are going to cut out our jellyfish outline. So if you need to have your grown-up help you with this part, it's okay. Otherwise, we can practice those scissor skills. And it does not have to be perfect because it's all black and it's just whatever shape your jellyfish turns out to be, that is okay. So we're just going to cut this out real quick. Okay. Okay, and then we're not quite done with the scissors yet. We're also going to cut our contact paper in half along the fold. Okay, now we are done with our scissors. So we are going to, and this part you may want to get your grown-up to help you with. We are going to unpeel one side of the contact paper, and then we're going to put it down on our table, the sticky side up. So just to help us out here, a handy little tip is to use some tape, if you have it, to tape down the corners to hold it in place for you while you're working. So I'm just going to do that real quick. This helped me when I was working. Okay, now we're going to take our jellyfish and we're just going to put him or her into the middle and press him down. Just make sure you stick into the contact paper. Okay, so now, oops, got a little white piece of paper there. That's okay, it'll just show through. Okay, so now we're going to use our tissue paper, and you're going to use whatever colors you want that came in here. If there were colors that you want that we did not provide, you can use whatever tissue paper you want, okay? You can even use a patterned one. So we're just going to start putting tissue paper on the sticky parts. And it's okay if the colors get onto the black because this is going to be the back of the jellyfish. It's going to be what goes like in front of the window. So it doesn't matter. The only thing that matters is that you're covering all the sticky space to make it look pretty. But you can use whatever colors you want, and it doesn't matter if it goes over the side a little bit. So I'm just picking colors that I think look pretty. And it doesn't really matter if they double up over each other because we're going to cover it again with the other contact paper. So you don't have to worry if like right here they would peel up and you'd see because there's nothing sticky. That is okay. It's not going to be any kind of problem later. And you can also make, if you don't like the size of the squares, you can make them smaller. You can cut up your own to make bigger. It's up to you. You can make it all one color if you want. I just want mine to be lots of colors. And let's see, I think I'll use this one. And maybe some pink. I think I need one more little piece. There we go. Okay, so once you've got your jellyfish all covered, we're gonna get our other piece of contact paper and unpeel. And this part is a little tricky, so you may need a grown-up help for this. So we're gonna get our other piece of contact paper, and then we're just gonna lay it over the top and make sure that the sticky parts touch the sticky part of the bottom piece of contact paper. And we're just gonna spread it all out and try to get out the bubbles, okay? Doesn't have to be fully perfect because, again, this is the back, but you do want to make sure that it's sticking together along the edge of the jellyfish. Okay, so now we're gonna unpeel it from the table. If we taped it down, it's okay if you didn't. And now we get to use our scissors again, and we're gonna cut along the edge, and you're gonna wanna leave just a little bit, or as much as you want, a little bit of contact paper edging to make sure that it's still sticking, to make sure that it stays closed. So I'm just gonna go around, and it's okay if you need grown-up help with this part. I know it's a little tricky, but it is clear, so it doesn't really matter what your edges look like. Okay, so now we're done with the contact paper. So now we've got our jellyfish. So see, this is why I said it didn't matter what it looked like on the back. On the back, you can see it's all over the black, but on the front, it's nice and pretty, right? Okay, so we're gonna flip it back over to the back, and now we're gonna use our ribbon. Now I laid mine out first, just to make sure that I liked where I put it, and make sure that I had enough space, because I wanted to use all the pretty colors. So I just put them on there first, just to make sure that I had enough space. You don't have to do this, you can kind of just go for it. Let's see. But I liked all of the colors. Okay, so for putting down the ribbon, you can either use tape or you can use glue. So I'm going to use tape just so that I don't have to wait for it to dry to show you guys. But if you want to, you can glue down each piece of ribbon onto the jellyfish. But if you have tape, that works too. Okay, I think I like the way that looks. So I'm just going to start taping it down. So whatever you choose to use, and it doesn't matter, you can make them different lengths if you want. Ooh, uh-oh. You can make them different lengths. You can cut them shorter. You can move some up and move some down so they're different lengths. It is up to you and however you want your jellyfish to look. Oop, that one keeps curling. Okay. So when you're done, if you use tape or you're waiting for it to dry and it has glue, then you've got a jellyfish. So if you want to hang it on your window, you can either tape it on your window, or if you saved a piece of yarn or a piece of ribbon, or you have yarn, you can always tape some on the back or hole punch it. But you have a really pretty jellyfish that can hang on your window. So let us know if you have any questions, and thank you for joining us this week.